My name is Richard Rosado, but everybody calls me Chef or Chef Rich, whichever you prefer. I'm here in the beautiful state of Florida, more specifically in Orlando, Florida. I haven't always been a Floridian. Originally, I came from a land far, far away called New York. I moved out here about 12 years ago, and I can honestly say it was a good decision. There's something about waking up every morning with beautiful sunshine. It just starts your day off right. It's like something clicks in your brain and you just wake up happy. Plus, you get to cook outside more. And there's something about fresh air, good food, and friends and family that just makes your day just that much better. Growing up, I always loved to watch my mom cook. And all family events that we had, everybody kind of found their way into the kitchen. No matter what the event was or what the theme was for, it seemed like the heart of the party was always in the kitchen. And it's one of those things that it always stuck with me. I can truly say I'm blessed to do what I do. I couldn't think of anything else I would want to do. I'm so in love with this industry. It's allowed me to go different places and see so many amazing people. I have 3 kids, and 2 of my kids were in the hospital under really critical conditions. Because of the love and care for the doctors and nurses that were there, I wanted to give back to them somehow. So I would say probably my most memorable moment was taking the skills that I have for food and cooking and doing a fundraiser for the hospital. But we also went back in there and we started cooking for the families that had children still in those units that we're in. So we cooked for the families, we cooked for the doctors, we cooked for the nurses. For me, it was the biggest way I could say thank you. I've been blessed to do a lot of traveling and kind of go across the country doing live cooking shows. Some of the biggest shows I've done are from 800 to 1,000 people for an organization called Let's Cook. So I've done Let's Cook in Seattle, Washington, in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Here in Orlando, I've also done the Daytona Home Show. I was also hired by the U.S. Pear Council to cook pear recipes at Walt Disney World's Epcot Center for their Food and Wine Festival. I couldn't kind of contain myself, and I wanted another way to kind of share my love for food. So I also became the contributing editor for Orlando Family Magazine, for Healthy Living Magazine, and for the East Orlando Sun, for their newspaper and their website. I was asked to be a cooking instructor at Le Cordon Bleu, and I spent 8 years there really mastering my craft and really kind of submerging myself into this beautiful world known as food. I love it. But while I was there, I also wanted to kind of test my skill set and see where I was at. So I did culinary competitions against some of the greatest chefs up and down in the U.S. The more traveling you do, you get to talk to a lot of people, and you start to find the same questions that you get, especially when they hear that you're a chef. And obviously, the number one question you always get is, "What's your favorite dish? What's your favorite dish? What's your favorite meal?" And asking me what my favorite dish is like asking me which one of my kids I love the most. I guess the way I always answer it is the same way. I always say, usually it's the dish that I'm making at the time, and probably the one I get to share with you. I'm currently the corporate chef for BSH International for the Southeast region. And it really sounds like a fancy title, but I can assure you I am far from fancy. What I do is I go up and down the East Coast, and I get to do cooking shows and cooking demonstrations for a lot of different people using some of the most amazing equipment. I'm not a huge sports fan at all, which is kind of ironic because I'm also the personal chef for NBA All-Star Grant Hill. And if you push all your political views aside, my latest, blessing was I got to serve the First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama. I hope I really get the opportunity, to share my food and share my cooking and help you promote and educate, tons of people. And I really want to thank you for allowing me to share some of the things that I've been able to do with food and to help everybody. But I really really need to get back to cooking.